Most people setting up Claude Cowork, well, they're actually doing it completely wrong. And it's not because the setup is complicated. It's simply because they're looking in the wrong place right from the start. Let's dive right into the desktop app requirement. Because here's the thing, Cowork does not live on claude.com. You won't find it in your browser tab, no matter how hard you look. It actually runs entirely inside the native Claude desktop app, the actual program with its own dedicated icon on your machine. So if you're hunting for it online, you're pretty much stuck before you even begin. Oh, and a quick heads up, you absolutely need a paid pro plan to use it, which starts at $20 a month. That free tier, that only gives you standard chat, not Cowork. But honestly, that's not even the main problem we need to talk about today. We'll get to that real issue in just a second. Okay, moving on to the 3-folder structure. So once you've got the desktop app and your pro plan ready, Cowork basically functions by pointing directly at the local folder on your computer's drive, a workspace that you build. Think of the regular Claude kind of like a friend you call on the phone for advice. Cowork, on the other hand, is like that exact same friend standing right there in your kitchen, physically opening up your drawers and cabinets whenever you ask them to. To make this work, your main folder needs 3 specific subfolders. First, About Me. This holds everything about who you are. Your work style, your quality bar, even specific banned words you never want to see in the AI's writing. Next is Outputs, which is simply where all your finished work lives. And finally, Templates. Basically, a handy shelf of reusable structures. Now, Claude reads that About Me folder before every single task it does. But the outputs and templates, those stay completely closed unless you specifically tell it to look there. Now, absolutely crucial tip here. Keep those About Me files short. We're talking under 4,500 words combined. If you go over that, Claude actually stops reading carefully and just starts loosely summarizing things. Pumping it full of massive files doesn't magically make the AI smarter. It actually just makes it way less precise. Next up, let's talk about fixing global instructions. All right, here is that main problem I mentioned earlier. This is the one step almost everybody skips. Look, just dumping files onto your disk, that's not going to cut it. Connecting the folder gives Claude a door to walk firm. But the thing is, Claude has absolutely no idea what's actually inside that room until you explicitly tell it. You have to add a description, and you do that by opening Settings, going to Cowork, and hitting Edit Global Instructions. If you don't add instructions, Claude has no memory of your folders. And without that memory, your beautifully organized structure is just dead weight. You want to use something like this script as your starting point. Before every task, read all files in About Me. Use them to shape my voice, constraints, and goals. Never read outputs or templates unless I specifically ask. Paste that in, hit save, close your settings, and boom, that's the whole shebang. But don't just trust it, test it. Open a fresh session and literally ask, what do you know about me and my work style? If Claude starts quoting your own files right back to you, awesome, the wiring works perfectly. But if it claims it doesn't know, you need to go back and double check those global instructions. All right, let's shift gears to speak instead of type. So how are you actually talking to your new assistant? Most of us type at maybe 60 words a minute, right? But we speak at around 150 words a minute. That's a massive gap. But honestly, it's not even really about the speed. It's about the richness of the context. When we type prompts, we tend to be lazy. We write short things like draft a LinkedIn post about AI. But when we speak, we naturally just add so much more detail. We say things like, hey, draft a LinkedIn post about how I tested Cowork this morning. Tailor it for technical leaders. Focus on one main idea with a really short hook and make sure it sounds like my voice. It's the exact same fundamental request, but you're going to get a wildly better output. For this, a tool called Wispr Flow is pretty much the go-to. It's super simple. Hold down a hotkey, speak your thoughts, and release. The text just drops directly wherever your cursor is resting, right inside Cavalaric. Plus, they give you 2,000 words a week for free, which is absolutely plenty to test the waters and see if it fits your workflow before spending a dime. Finally, we need to cover the 3 token budget traps. There are 3 really common habits that will drain your daily token budget incredibly fast. And honestly, they don't even give you better results. Trap number 1, long threads. Listen to this. Every single new message forces Claude to reread the entire conversation from the very top. By the time you hit message 30, a staggering 98.5% of your token budget is being completely wasted just rereading all messages. Only 1.5% goes toward actually doing the new work you asked for. The fix? Start a fresh thread every 15 to 20 messages, or just use the restart button when an output starts going off the rails. Trap number 2 is bloated about me files. Like we touched on earlier, more data does not equal a smarter AI. Keep those context files strictly under 4,500 words so you're not burning tokens for absolutely zero benefit. And trap number 3 is using the Opus model for literally everything. Look, Opus is absolutely the most capable model, but it is also by far the most expensive. Need a quick grammar fix? Just use Haiku. Drafting a standard email? Sonnet's your best bet. Save Opus for deep, complex analysis. And if you're mapping out strategy with multiple complex steps, that's when you bring out Opus with extended thinking. Basically, just match the right model to the right task. So that's the playbook. Set your local workspace up correctly just once, fix those global instructions, and follow those 3 token rules. I guarantee your pro plan is going to go at least twice as far. So the only question left is, are you ready to stop wasting your tokens and finally let your new AI assistant open the right drawers in your kitchen?